I was really nervous. I was really scared. I remember being in the lobby before I met him, just shaking.
The next day, I was like, oh, work ethic, everything is there. So we signed it that night. We didn't let it leave the office.
Really?
The 3 in the morning was when that contract got signed. So from the meeting around 3, 4 in the afternoon, we signed it by 3 in the morning.
Rihanna just dropped a bomb on Jay-Z. She's spilling all the beans about how he might be involved in some really shady business, including secret flights for young girls in boardroom meetings that will make your skin crawl. But wait, this isn't even the whole story. Just got started with Rihanna's album, people. There's a lot more information coming out, and it will rock the music business as a whole. Talking about information that could alter our perceptions of our favorite celebrities, and yes, even Miss Queen herself could get entangled in this mess. The tea is hot and ready to leak everywhere. So here's the deal: Beyoncé may not be as pure as we all assumed. Is she also involved in all of this drama? Rihanna is claiming that she was brought to Jay-Z when she was a young child. We're talking about people who are 16 years old. Can you even imagine a teenager getting involved with one of the biggest names in the music industry? It's crazy, and it's causing a lot of people to talk and ask some really uncomfortable questions. Now, we need to talk about Jaguar and what she's been saying, because she's been telling everyone who will listen that Rihanna was flown out to the US without her parents. Imagine this young girl, all by herself, ending up in a posh boardroom with Jay-Z and his crew. It's really giving off a hunter versus prey type of vibe.
Okay, then, we sat down and we talked, and they were talking about how she would stay in the studio and try to get the verse over, then come back the next day. I was like, oh, work ethic, everything is there. So we signed it that night.
However, things got even more bizarre when Jaguar appeared at the same time that Banna's father arrived 24 hours later to pick up a large check. I don't know about you guys, but what kind of parent sends their young daughter abroad and then shows up to get paid? It's leading some people to question whether Rihanna was set up by the very people who were meant to protect her.
Talk about Rihanna, the diva Rihanna. She's from Barbados?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, she's Bayesian. How did you come in contact with her? I mean, did you fly over there?
No, Jay Brown had actually bought me the song. She has a song right now, and it's I wouldn't say massive because of her roots, but she has this outrageous song called Upon the Replay.
I'm not saying that there's something fishy going on, but come on, a teenage girl gets discovered, flies to the US, meets Jay-Z, and suddenly she's got a record deal and a hit song. That's a lot of coincidences, if you ask me. Rihanna's first big kid song, Pon de Replay, went viral after she turned 17. Guess what happened around the time she signed with Jay's label, Def Jam?
Who only seemed to work on teeny bopper projects, who discovered Rihanna 3 a.m. in the morning in a hotel room on the island where she comes from, with no parental supervision. And then she was put on a private plane, a minor, from one country to another.
You guys, Jaguar wasn't hiding when someone asked her if it was beginning to sound like Rihanna was brought in illegally. She replied, "It sounds like that, doesn't it?" And that's not a denial. That's someone who believes there's more to the story than what's been told. Now, I know some of you are thinking, but Rihanna is so successful now, maybe it was all worth it, but hold on, we're talking about a young woman here who might have been taken advantage of by powerful men in the industry. It doesn't matter how rich or famous he became later. If it's true, it's unquestionably incorrect. Remember, this isn't just about Rihanna. Jay-Z was mixed up in this kind of mess with her. Who's to say there aren't other young artists out here with similar stories? Well, your guesses are as good as mine. But there's other artists who allegedly have some dirt on Mr. Carhart, none other than Miss Foxy Brown. Now, Foxy's been keeping it real lately, and she's not holding back either. She's out here telling everybody who will listen about how Jay-Z did her dirty when she was just a young talent. We're talking really young. And what's about to be revealed would make your skin crawl. Why all? Jay is incredible. What on earth can I find on this album that will completely demolish him? When Boxy first met Jay-Z, she was only 14 or 15 years old. She was a budding talent in the industry, bright-eyed and poised for stardom. What does Jay-Z do for Boxy? He begins penning lyrics for her that would make a sailor blush. No, we're not talking about cutesy little love ballads about candy and lip gloss. Jay-Z has a young Foxy rapping about grown-ups' explicit business, so it's only a matter of years. Amazing Box fills in all the details about how Jay-Z co-wrote her song I'll Nana. If you listen to the song, you know it's not for young people, or at least it shouldn't be, and Jay had a Foxy who wasn't even old enough to drive, rapping lines like "Yo Nana, ill first week out, shipped to half a meal, men freaked out, she's all about X." Yeah, definitely inappropriate. And that's a whole young woman being forced to say things she probably doesn't even fully understand. It gets worse. Rumor has it that Jay-Z wasn't just her mentor, he was her first.
You know what I mean? It's like an ordinary point of view. It's like very controversial. You know, you gotta speak about it. So, it's cool. Yeah. Foxy, she's a baby, but she listens to me, you know what I mean? She's tough, you know what I mean? She's strong. She's a brat, but she listens to me, so it's cool.
And what's about to be revealed would make your skin crawl. Why all? Jay is incredible. What on earth can I find on this album that will completely demolish him? When Boxy first met Jay-Z, she was only 14 or 15 years old. She was a budding talent in the industry, bright-eyed and poised for stardom. What does Jay-Z do for Boxy? He begins penning lyrics for her that would make a sailor blush. No, we're not talking about cutesy little love ballads about candy and lip gloss. Jay-Z has a young Foxy rapping about grown-ups' explicit business, so it's only a matter of years. Amazing Box fills in all the details about how Jay-Z co-wrote her song Al Nana. If you listen to the song, you know it's not for young people, or at least it shouldn't be, and Jay had a Foxy who wasn't even old enough to drive, rapping lines like "Yo Nana, ill first week out, shipped to 500,000 men freaked out, she's all about X." Yeah, definitely inappropriate. And that's a whole young woman being forced to say things she probably doesn't even fully understand. It gets worse. Rumor has it that Jay-Z wasn't just her mentor, he was her first.
Feeling good?
Oh, you put that thing on the floor.
You see how we do it here on the Saturday. This is what it's about to be. I mean, look at my mantras real quick. Be kind.
Leave that one finger.
Be fair.
And that's when Jay-Z revealed his true colors, when Foxy began to feel uneasy about everything and wondered whether this was all it was made up to be. Jay-Z cut her off. Not just professionally, but personally too. We're talking full-on blacklisting from the industry. 1 minute she's on top of the world, the next she can't get a gig to save her life. That's some cold-blooded stuff right there. Just sit down and mope and feel sorry for myself. I had to get up. Like I always say, I said, what's wrong? He was like, nah, boo, you just still looking like yourself. Like, ain't nothing changed up. You ain't looking Cree, like you still looking like Fox. But it gets even messier because Foxy is out here saying that Jay-Z gave her an STD during their relationship. Now, if that's true, we're not just talking about taking advantage of a young woman, we're talking about putting her health at risk. It's starting to look like Jay-Z's got a whole pattern of treating young women like they're disposable. Now, some folks might be wondering why Foxy's speaking out now. Maybe she's just seen what's happened with Rihanna and all the talk about Diddy, and she's finally feeling safe to tell her truth, or maybe she's just had enough of keeping quiet while Jay-Z keeps acting like he's some kind of role model. You know, I was asking you over there, what does it feel like to be this successful and this famous? You're 19 years old. What would that be like? We got to ask ourselves though, is this just how the music industry works, or young artists, especially young women, just expected to put up with this kind of treatment? Or is Jay-Z extra slimy, using his power to exploit these girls in the same way that his close friend R. Kelly did? Now, you might think that after the D revealed information about R. Kelly, Jay-Z would be running for cover, trying to distance himself. Well, think again. Your boy Ho is still making money off of his collaborations with Kelly. Yes, it seems as though he didn't even care about those victims, but who can blame him? Jay-Z and R. Kelly have a long history together. They've recorded 2 entire albums together in addition to numerous other songs. And guess what? Even though R. Kelly has been found guilty and everyone knows what he did, Jay-Z isn't on my team. He isn't removing any of that music off streaming services, and he is still generating money for both of them. R. Kelly, I understand that some of you think Jay-Z may have forgotten about those old songs, but this isn't an accident if Jay-Z was aware of R. Kelly's actions from the beginning. After all, they spent years touring and recording music together, so how could Jay-Z have missed anything? And if he had, why didn't he speak up? He continues to work with Kelly, but here's where it gets really interesting. This R. Kelly connection may be more significant than people realize, because it involves a network of powerful men in the music industry who may have been covering for one another for years. Think about it, Jay-Z is still making money off of R. Kelly's music. He is best friends with Diddy, who is currently dealing with serious allegations of his own, and now Rihanna and Foxy Brown are coming out with their own stories about Jay-Z. Speaking of Diddy, he's been in some serious legal trouble. There have been SA allegations against him, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. You may be wondering how this relates to Jay-Z, so allow me to make some connections. Diddy and Jay met in the 1990s when they were both trying to establish themselves in music. They've been tight ever since, making music, doing business deals, and so on. However, people are starting to ask some really uncomfortable questions, such as whether Diddy is responsible for all of this mess. Jay-Z was he in on it, and it's not just about what Jay might have known. People are starting to look at his behavior a little closer. Remember what we were saying about Rihanna and Foxy Brown, right? Well, turns out there might have been a whole task force looking into Jay's relationships with young female artists from back in the day. Jay-Z's ex-publicist Jonathan Hayes spilled some tea about this, and he's allegedly being questioned by the federal government. So why would a task force be interested in it, unless there was some kind of suspicious activity? Some claim that the issue extends beyond Jay-Z and Diddy and touches deeper into the music business. Jaguar has been claiming that Jay-Z and Diddy are part of a larger exploitation network. She has even made comparisons to Harvey Weinstein. Jaguar isn't holding back. She directly accused Jay-Z of being worse than Diddy. I don't know about you, but that's a pretty serious accusation. I know you're all probably wondering what Beyoncé has to do with all of this. You know, she's supposed to be the ultimate boss lady. But what if I told you that Little Miss Perfect might not be so perfect after all? What if Beyoncé's been aware of all of this mess the entire time? Let's take a trip down memory lane and recall all of those long-standing rumors of Jay-Z cheating that